Hi, this is Monica with Nourish Functional Nutrition, and today I want to talk to you about my second favorite tool in the kitchen, and that is a food processor. It took me about 30 years as a cook to realize how important this machine is in the kitchen. If you're interested, keep watching. Today, I'm in my kitchen and I want to show you how to make these delicious digestive energy balls. And I'm going to post a recipe. And what you need to know is that without this little tool, you wouldn't be able to make them and have them come out as wonderful as they come out. And they're a great snack for you when you exercise or when you're on the go. It's kind of like making your own granola bars. And what's really interesting and fun about this recipe is that anything goes. So any nuts, any dried fruit, anything. Once I make them, you will see how easy they are. At the end of this video, you're going to have some really tasty snacks to try out at home, and you will know the basics of how to use the food processor. This is a 14-cup food processor. This is what is called the 𝗙𝗡će blade, and this is what we're going to use with the recipe that I have for you today. But before we get to that, I want to show you this other tool that comes with the food processor. And at first it's kind of intimidating because it comes separate, but this blade is what's going to be shredding your vegetables. And because I use a lot of vegetables in my kitchen, this is vital in order to have some really interesting vegetables and presentations of vegetables. All you do is you put these two pieces together very easily. You just press on that and snap it in. You put it on the top, and when you close the food processor, it comes with this top, has a pusher in here, and then this piece without which the food processor will not work. So this piece, there's only one way to use it. You press it in, put your pusher on there, and then again, there's only one way that the lid will go on, and it's clockwise. The machine will be in front of you. It has two settings, which is on and off pulse. So for now, we're going to use the 𝗙𝗡će blade, and most recipes will ask you to use the 𝗙𝗡će blade because it is the tool that chops everything into fine little pieces. So you would do things like cauliflower rice with this setting. For our recipe, we're going to use walnuts, sunflower seeds. You want to soak your seeds and nuts as much as possible because they're easily digestible that way. Usually what I do is I soak my walnuts for about 4 hours, rinse them, put them in an oven at 200 degrees for a couple hours, just turning them here and there. And then the same with the sunflower seeds. And the reason for that is because there is a coating, there is something in the nuts that is difficult for some people to digest. They have lectins, and they also have phytate, and phytate interferes with the absorption of trace minerals. Once you soak the nuts and the seeds, they're better digested. Plus, they get sprouted. So you could also buy sprouted nuts or seeds, and always organic. And when you sprout nuts and seeds, they have a lot more nutrition. Their amino acids come to life, and there is more bioavailable nutrients. So I have the nuts and the seeds, flax seed, and I ground this with my coffee grinder. It's better to grind flax seeds at the time that you're going to use them because the oil in flax is easily oxidized, which means that it's going to go rancid too fast. I grind them right before I use them, and if I have any leftovers, I put them in the refrigerator for up to 7 days in a mason jar. Mason jars are amazing. And something I forgot to show you is how I shred beets, for example, for a salad with the shredder and the food processor. And this is why I love my food processor so much, because I can shred beets, carrots, anything, parsnips, cauliflower, broccoli, anything. You put it in a mason jar, you have all your vegetables ready to go. It's a lot easier to cook vegetables that way when they're ready to go. Next ingredient that I'm going to use is anise seed. Now the recipe calls for fennel. Fennel is good for your digestion. Anise seed is a good substitute. I didn't have fennel, so we're using anise seed today. We're also using 2 dates for sweetness. So there's fiber in dates, and the sugar absorption is delayed by the fiber, same with the nuts. Cinnamon and a pinch of sea salt. I have some cherries here. And the recipe calls for either coconut manna, or you could use peanut butter or almond butter. I had coconut manna, so that's what I'm using today. Okay, so we have almost all of our ingredients. Actually, I'm going to add some coconut here. There we go. The beauty of the food processor is that it only works one way. So we're gonna pulse this. And I'm going to add some cacao powder. Now you could do cacao powder or nibs, but I see that it's not binding very well, so it's probably going to need a little bit more moisture from some peanut butter or some almond butter. So I'm going to use a little bit of cocoa powder. And the cocoa powder is dry, but it's not as solid as the cacao nibs. So 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and I use this brand because it's organic. Okay, so here we go. We tested for the consistency. If the little truffles don't stick together, then we add a little bit more coconut butter. But it looks like these are sticking together. So we just make a little ball and we dip it in coconut. Now, sometimes I also use hemp hearts, and hemp hearts are high in protein. So if you don't like coconut or are not using coconut, you can also roll them in hemp hearts. And this is what they look like. So I'll show you the finished product. Here's the finished product. You have truffles that are digestive. They're very nutritious, high in fiber, high in fat, and they will keep you full in all of your activities, whether you are hiking, biking, exercising, or just needing a snack in between meals. This is Monica with Nourish Functional Nutrition. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to tap on the bell so that you can get notified when new videos are available. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.